I don't have it tuned up. I don't get it tuned up.
You ain't got no music, bro. You ain't got no music.
I could put on a beat, bro.
You gonna rap? You gonna freestyle?
I could do something.
You wanna connect to the beat spill?
You said what?
I said you wanna connect to the beat spill?
Sheesh. Yeah, we can get that.
Alright.
My goodness. Justin Fields is going crazy. You know who that is? Chicago Bears quarterback.
I was about to say you on fantasy?
Nah, I'm just a Bears fan. Sadly.
Bro said sadly. Bro, you see that guy Dame going to Milwaukee?
Man.
That's some crazy stuff right there.
I don't even know, bro. I hate that move. After all that shit he was talking about, like, not trying to go a place just to hop on like a,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
What's the oh, I got you. All right, let's see. They call me Tuned Up Tony.
Tuned up Tony. Yeah.
Oh. Bro, why he start rapping on my beat?
You're gonna have to skip to the end.
Nigga said skip to your part. Nah, I don't need it tuned up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is. It's a special occasion anytime I step foot in front of the camera. So
Hey. Tight.
I am tuned up. I am the civil tune. No.
Alrighty. Khorey,
Jordan,
welcome to the Silver Tune.
welcome to the civil tune.
Yes, sir. Man.
This feels so weird being on the other side of the camera.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know what to do with my hands. Like I don't know. I feel like I gotta.
You be alright. You was the first podcast episode.
Yes. Yes, I was.
A lot of things has changed since then, bruh.
We got way better.
Facts.
Yeah,
I had long hair.
Yeah.
You had hair.
No, not that far. Not that far back. Almost, but it's been a minute.
So, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. You know, it's nice. It's a nice Sunday when we're recording this, and you know, I can't really complain. You know.
Okay, yeah, cool. So, I guess we can jump right into this recap episode. A lot of things has happened over the year, like we mentioned. But let's start with the business side of things. So, what have you learned from corporate marketing this year?
Just in general.
Yeah, just in general, because I don't know if people really know this, but you do work in corporate America as of right now, and you know, it's a little different.
Yeah.
From that perspective versus what we do here at the Civil Tune. So is there anything interesting or just anything in general that you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, you hit the... Nah, I always mess up that saying, but you hit it on the target. So I do work in corporate America. I am corporate Khorey, 401k Khorey, you know. But yeah, you know, it's always been a really interesting kind of experience learning on the other side and working from an agency perspective and being able to have my hands on so many different facets of marketing. I feel like I just like tapped into a new dimension, bro. Like I make jokes to people when I say I'm in the fourth dimension of marketing, but there's so many different ways about how people target, how people create demographics, how people just even think of interesting ways to kind of like make you aware of things. You know, one of the things I was blessed to have is like that agency experience. So I did stuff like influencer marketing, digital strategy, campaign stuff, SEO, paid social. Like there's so many. Excuse me. There's just so many different areas around just trying to grow a brand or trying to grow a business and getting that exposure that I don't know. I really feel like I can remember there was a time where I just used to ask myself, do I know what I'm doing? Do I know what I'm talking about? Like if somebody left me in a room alone with my clients, would I be able to come out like? And I was like, no. Like I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm collecting these analytics and making these reports for you. I don't know what they're looking for. And then now, you know, people just ask me a question and I just fire off some shit, and I'm thinking to myself like, damn, that was really profound. But yeah, man, it's just been a blast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even in my own personal experience, just seeing the knowledge that people who work in marketing have, like, there's a science or like a tactic for literally everything when it comes to what you see, what you hear. It's just crazy. Like, even when it comes down to like the colors that you choose for a brand logo or something like that, or the type of fonts that you use, all of that stuff really matters. And that's something that I didn't know until really this year, like a few months ago. So, man, is there any like specific nugget though that you learned out, or something that was interesting just from your last couple of months working in marketing?
Does it have to like relate to the Silvertune, or is it like just,
No. This is just anything.
Specific nugget. I mean, I'm always one of those guys like, did you know type questions. I learned a lot of things from like our agency representatives from the platforms. So that's a cool thing about being at an agency. Our clients give us the big bucks, so we get all the fancy stuff and all the access and VIP things. So we could actually have people who work at like Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram tell us how their platform works. And instead of people who either do a lot of trial and error on social media or they try to do like shoot for the stars, you'll hit something. You know what I'm saying? Like they just do a bunch of shit and they're like, oh, well, if one thing works, then you can say I'm just good. Like it's really interesting knowing how these platforms work and knowing for a fact that if I do these type things, it's not guaranteed because, you know, nothing's guaranteed. Right. But I'll have the best chance for my content or my page or my brand to do whatever you're trying to do. So
do you find that working in marketing, things tend to cost more than what you budget out for, or do you have a hard time hitting those budgets? Or
no, things cost so much money, man. So much money, and it's actually like the reverse effect. I didn't know it cost. Yeah, I didn't know like half these marketing budgets are like. I'll give you an example. One of my old clients was a restaurant brand, and they were trying to do a paid campaign, partnering with like some influencers on TikTok and YouTube to build awareness for something. Try not to give details, but they came back and it was 3 influencers, and they were like, all right, like we want to make sure that, you know, people actually see this. We want to make sure that like it lasts on social media more than just a day. Like how much do we have to spend in terms of, you know, just paid social for exposure? And we were like, yeah, we recommend like 90,000. Like just to boost, like not paying the influencers, not paying for the rights, not paying for anything else, not paying for like a sponsorship or collab, just to boost the post, $90,000. We were like, there was some of the other things and like the size of the audience they wanted to reach, but we were like, yeah, that's gonna do we're gonna use like 60 across Google ads, you know, about like 30 on Facebook and Meta. This, that, the other. But yeah, I think like in terms of marketing, because so many different like moving parts go into, you know, one big puzzle, things can get expensive in a heartbeat. Yeah. But, you know.
I agree. I'm looking at some of the projects we got in the vault right now, and I'm like, it's going to be this much. I spent that much in a day. I spent that much in one conversation. So it's like, and you know what's crazy about that too? Marketing is one of those things where people understand the importance and they don't understand the importance at the same time.
Yes.
You
Yes.
speak on that. I
No,
mean,
that's if I could underline that, bold it, capitalize every single letter in that sentence, I would like brand that.
yeah.
So many people, like I said, marketing is one of those things. So how do I say this? Marketing is one of those things where nothing is really guaranteed. It's just strategies to set you up for the most optimal success. There's a bunch of different things you could do to achieve your business goals, from optimization to efficiency to awareness, sales, traffic. Like, you can really break it down per like industry, per business, per person in terms of what you want to do. But marketing's in every industry. It's in every aspect of our society. Everything.
Right.
The issue with that is because it's everywhere, and because it's like a business degree, which isn't the hardest thing to get in the world, everybody has a saying on like, oh, this is the most optimal way for, door-to-door sales, or this is how we do SEO, SEM work. And a lot of the issue is nothing's set in stone because we don't own these platforms that we're using. I can't force you to buy something. I can put something in your eyes. I can make it like as cool or interesting to you to make it like memorable. Excuse me. I can make it like tied to certain parts of your life so you would keep seeing it, or maybe it would just hold more value to you. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to spend that money.
Yeah. I mean, money's a key important to all of this stuff and to just making it work. That's really interesting as far as like what you've learned and the insights that you have on marketing. It's like I said, it's like a science.
Yeah.
Some people get it, some people don't. And like you said, it's a lot of people that are trying to get into this because they think it's easy, and then, they get hit with that truck. So
I feel like marketing, it feels like economics. Like if you do economics and you understand that nothing in economics is like a law.
Yeah.
Really
Everything's theory.
Everything's a theory. Marketing is a theory. Like, oh man, everything is just, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing. And it sucks because, everybody's going to say, if I'm spending money, I want to get something out of it. Or if I'm going to put up $500 for my post to be seen on Instagram, some people will be like, that's a lot of money. But then you can also flip it and say, well, from the same perspective, I have Coca-Cola running an ad on Instagram who's spending $10 million during the same amount of time that you're doing it. So you're also competing with like hundreds of thousands of advertisers on that space.
Yeah.
With your 500 versus their 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. And because they have those kinds of budgets, it's not just about like, it's really like a little fish, big pond.
Yeah. And to that point, I mean, Coke probably never has to advertise a day in their life ever again.
They don't.
And they spending tens upon millions of dollars. So for all those brands out there who think you could just have an event or to have a business and you gonna promote at the last minute, better
GG's.
Yeah, right. You better do a double take. So interesting. Okay, so getting down into the Silver Tune, right? What has been the most memorable thing that you've learned from season 1 of the Silver Tune?
Always check if the audio's recording. No, but in all seriousness, I don't know if it's like one thing. I think like for me, every episode I learned something from the production process, from interview strategy, from like just how you interact with guests, from the quality, anything that we can do to just try to like improve the product. And I'm in a space to where, because it's like our relationship, like outside of this, we're really cool friends. So like I'm in an area, if I fuck up, it's not like, oh, you're fired, go home, and that's that.
Yeah.
I'm able to kind of like mess around, so to speak. Like professionally, I'm still doing my best.
Yeah.
But like if I mess up or if I try, I can try things. And with that, there's a lot of learning that goes into it, like the 2-camera process. They can't see me, but
Right.
2 cameras set up, the mic set up. Sometimes people messing up the mic audio or like learning what actually interferes with mic audio, figuring out how to edit these podcasts and not have to like spend hours and hours and hours on chopping. The equipment that we might need or like things that'll make shit faster and just trying to figure out like the funnel and just making sure that like when we have something that we want to do, it's just like, all right, here's the setup, here's the process, here's how we get the product.
Right. And I think it's important, like you said, to your point of being able to experiment with different things because, I found in my own personal life that's the best way to learn. You get that hands-on experience, you get to figure out how to adapt, stay quick on your toes, and it's something that you don't see in a lot of these other businesses, these brands or something like that. They find a formula that works or worked for them for X amount of time, and then they just stick with it and don't want to try anything different or new. And, that's how, in the grand scheme of things, businesses start to die, there's hundreds of businesses that we don't even know about because they just refuse to adapt. It's good to hear that you feel comfortable enough to be able to experiment with things. And ultimately, from where we started back in, December of 22? November, maybe?
I think it was November.
Yeah, from starting there until the quality of work and just the different things that we're doing now is crazy. And that's all really thanks to you and the skills that you bring to the table from, your schooling, from work, from just your own personal ideas. And so we couldn't do anything here at the Silver Tune without this man right here. So I really do appreciate you and your knowledge and your insights. So what was your favorite shoot this year?
Favorite one? Damn. I don't know. I feel like I like different projects for different reasons. So like I'll just give 2. So like for podcasts, I like the RBG and
God First, Rich Forever.
RBG and God First, Rich Forever, when they came on the show, that was a very entertaining podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And those guys, they're like...
Both times, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing, because so what people may or may not know is that we originally booked the studio. We booked a studio to actually record their podcast, and like it had their equipment and everything. It was like this small little rectangular room. We're not going back. But I'm not dropping the name of that studio because I'm not trying to give them no business either. So... we were in there, we were recording and stuff, and I saw that they had their equipment. It was like the Rode mic set up with like 4 standing mics. So, I tested it out. I hit the record button. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, it's recording. And then, we're going through the podcast. I got the footage. And then like an hour into the podcast, I look over at the machine and I see like the record buttons flashing green. And I started thinking to myself, because at first when I was thinking green as in go. And I was like, all right, whatever. Nothing wrong with that. Then I started thinking to myself, I was like, why is it flashing green? Like green to me, flashing means like you should start something. So then I hit the button and it turned red and said recording. I said, you're fucking kidding me. And there was about 10 minutes left in the actual show. So we asked them to come back on the show again. And that's when you guys saw the second one. And that second one, they were like, oh, man, we don't know if the energy going to be good or whatever. But the second recording was better than the first. So, yeah, it was just a really, like, behind the scenes, it was a really funny and entertaining episode. And then I think, what was that concert we went to where we interviewed Mac and YSK?
Oh,
it wasn't Next Up Fest.
No. It was, I do have the flyer.
Something underground?
Yeah, I do have the flyer, but I don't feel like going back and pulling up the flyer.
So whatever event we interviewed Mac, I might throw some footage in here or something. I don't know. Whenever I might. But at that event, it was really cool because like one of the things about doing a podcast are really just growing something organically. And we're not really I can't say we're not putting too much money behind it because we are investing our time and our money. But getting something organically grown like the Silver Tune, like a brand, when you don't have that financial backing or those networks that are in industry positions or that can get you those that kind of like notoriety early on in your career. Like, if Shannon Sharp starts a podcast.
Right, yeah.
If Stephen A started a podcast recently,
Yeah.
like any rapper that decides to get like a little, was it Rap Snacks?
Oh, yeah.
Like when you can springboard off of something else in your career, when you don't have that, it's really hard to try to like generate a lot of those views and engagement because we're in an age where everything and everybody is a content creator.
All right.
You can do stuff on your phone and everybody has a podcast. So it's like you're fighting through the masses, But with that, like going to that concert, you actually see like the impact of what we're doing to like the local community. So like there's people in Dallas and Houston and Atlanta and other places that are looking at us and like, hey, I really like what you guys are doing. I want to be on the show, or I want to be featured on the podcast. We got some other projects coming up. And just to see like the actual community that's getting behind this, it makes me inspired for the future of what this could be. You know?
Definitely. Wow. So, going back to that God First Rich Forever shoot, we messed up on the first time. And then the second time we go and interview them again, that's when Tuned Up started. So it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes things don't work out the way you planned it, but I mean, you experimented with some things and now we launched a new product for people to enjoy. So, I mean, I can't complain. We have the jokes and stuff about, messing up the audio or not having the recording, but I think it all worked out in the end, and it's one of those things that it created a staple product for our future. And with that concert, I think that's when things started to really kind of switch gears a little bit for the Silver Tune. I mean, before, we were kind of just moving around trying to figure out, okay, what direction we're trying to go in, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. And after we do the interview with Mac, the second small little interview, now we're starting to see people really starting to tap in. And, I like you said, I'm looking forward to the future of what's to come. We got some couple of things to round off the year, but even just next year, I mean, I feel like the sky's the limit for the plans that we have and the things that we'll achieve next year.
Yeah.
So cool. Now, we talked about your favorite shoot, but what was your favorite video?
That I've done?
Favorite video that you've done, favorite video that we've released on the Civil Tune. You could take both of them or just one.
I don't know. I kind of like doing the tuned ups.
Yeah.
We only have 2 right now. But like, or really anything where I can just kind of start editing. When I can have fun. Because a podcast is like cut.
Yeah.
This person talking audio, this person talking audio, title, logo, animation, whatever. Not to say that like that's just not good, but it's just like, to me, it's the same thing.
Right.
So it's a form, it's a template. When we do the tuned ups, like we can create like different styles, different aesthetics. I can have fun. I can sit up here and like you said, experiment. I experiment with like presets, or like sometimes I'll throw a preset on a special effect that I did and it just be like, what happens? I remember one time I took 5 of my favorite presets and I just stacked them on the same clip just to see what happened. It looked horrible, but it's like, sometimes, like with Lucid's interview when he had like the little purple hearts on his jacket, that was a preset, but I just like tuned it down a little bit to try to like focus on a specific area, which turned out to be the hearts. I was like, damn, like I've done that a lot of, on a couple projects, but I don't think I've liked it as much as like how it came out there. So, yeah, man, I'm looking to trying to do tuned ups. I got excited when I talked about the off season yesterday, and I was like, I just started thinking about a lot of ideas that we could do with that. So,
yeah, I'm excited, and man, like I remember when you told me you had threw something in the Lucid interview at the beginning, and I checked it out, and I didn't know what to expect. And then I saw the way that it came out. I'm like, man, we got something here. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is absolutely crazy. And you know what's even funny? Like, you know, some people need all this fancy equipment and all this money and stuff behind it, but you do it from out of your room, you know? So it's like, it's inspiring to see that, hey, you can do something in the comfort of your own home, as long as you got the attitude, the mind, and the willingness to try something, maybe fail, try something again and succeed. You can do anything that you put your mind to. So, being the head of marketing for the Civil Tune, what goals does the marketing department have for next year?
Increase viewership.
I agree.
Increase our subscriber base.
Yeah.
Increase our engagement. Brand recall and awareness. Increase everything, you know?
Yeah.
I think really I'm just trying to like take what we have and then just make it better.
Yeah.
It sounds simple and it sounds like I'm being an idiot. Excuse me. But I'm so serious. Like, I'm literally trying to take every single aspect of what we're doing and then just improve it. Like, if we have, I don't know how many followers we have on YouTube right now, but if we can double that by like June of next year, you know, if we got a little bit more momentum, or after this event, let's see like what our numbers look like, and you know, let's set out some goals. Oh my God. Everybody keeps texting me because the Bears lost. So that's what happens every Sunday. I just get reminded that my team sucks. But yeah. So just trying to improve on the foundation that we built this year. And trying to see what else we can do with some of these other products that we're going to launch. So.
Okay, cool, yeah. So many words, make that number go up. So, I know we talked a little bit about it before, touched on it here and there. What?
Yeah, so many words, make that number go up, man. That's all it is. So you telling me all we got to do is make the numbers just double? Easy.
Thanks.
If that's all it was. That's why people think they can do marketing. Because they turn around, they will talk themselves into like convincing or like belief that they just know it.
Yeah.
Like marketing is just so simple. All you got to do is get somebody to buy a product. Duh.
You sure it's not just purchasing ads on Google?
I just put $100 behind my post. Everybody will see it. If Facebook says 1 million people could see this, I get 1 million views.
Hey.
And 1 million views means 1 million people buy my sweats.
Quick maths.
You know?
Quick maths.
That's what people believe.
So we touched on things a little bit earlier as far as like the 2 camera setups and stuff. So how have processes changed from the beginning of this year to now?
Like, you want me to go in like the specifics? Because
I mean,
I think I shot the first podcast on that camera alone. Like just that camera. And because I didn't have the second one, which I purchased last July. And I only had one tripod, you know. I think I had the mics, but I hadn't used them that much, so I still learning how to use those. Originally, we were just doing like a podcast episode, a couple clips. I don't even know if we were doing clips like that, or if
we did clips, but they weren't how they are now.
Oh yeah, we weren't posting them on different socials. We were posting them on YouTube. So yeah, we had a couple clips, but we weren't optimizing them. We did. I want to say like July. That's when I got the 2 cameras set up, and I felt official. And I was like, oh yeah, like I can get 2 angles. And I only had one tripod, so one of them I had to balance on my camera bag, and yeah, that one was just like so unprofessional. So then I bought a second tripod and got the 2-1 set up, and now I got a dummy battery for my camera, so that way I could just have a constant power source and it doesn't have to be recharged. I need to get a second one for the other camera, but I've been running on the 2 batteries 3 batteries I have. So it's kind of just been not really a priority. Just if it gets low, I just change it out. You know, we're optimizing clips by posting them on Instagram, YouTube, as reels and shorts. I think those are the platforms we're trying to target right now. We're talking about thumbnails, talking about hashtags, talking about sharing posts, talking about captions, all these different things.
And even down to the editing, I mean, there's some tools that you use to kind of help speed that process up. So, yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what I use because I'm not getting paid for them. But
and if you need some help with your content or whatever, hey, Silver Twin Advisors.
If you're looking for a guy to chop up your podcast, I'll get it done in an hour.
Yeah, choreography. And even on bro, even on my end, processes have definitely changed. Now that volume is starting to increase more and just different products and stuff have to lock in a lot more. These weekends I've been cranking out probably about, I want to say 4 or 5 articles a month. And if you go back and you look at everything, we started at an article here, there, maybe you'll get 1 this month, maybe you'll get none, maybe you'll get 2 or 3, just kind of depending on, exactly.
Schedule.
It kind of just depends. Now we're actually starting to tighten up those processes a little more. Like I'm starting a week off, planning out kind of what I want to get done. Writing things down really does help me. I don't know about you, but haven't always been a person that writes or reads or anything like that. And when I started adding just these little things, it's definitely helped things as far as like running the Silver Tune become a little bit more manageable. So writing down things has been a big thing for me. Planning. And then in regards to planning, sometimes I tend to overplan. And, it kind of makes me not act upon those plans. So having to scale back down planning just a little bit, keep things a little flexible has definitely helped. Other processes that have changed. I think those are just the biggest ones for me at this moment. So I think we got a lot of cool things coming out as far as business-wise for next year. I think next year will be a more profitable year than it has been this year. It'd be great to revisit things at the end of next year. So moving on to the music section. Who have you been listening to recently?
Recently I've been listening to Tizo Touchdown.
Seeing him starting to pop out a lot more.
I told you, bro. I have this ability, this divination, to where I'll tell somebody about something or about someone, and then like a week later it blows up. Not saying I was the first, because I'm never really the first, except for like 2 things.
Okay, those 2 things.
Yeah, those are facts. But the other things are just more so like when I become aware of something, I'll just tell somebody. I'll be like, "Oh shit! Like this person's really cool." And then I see them on TikTok, Twitter, fucking everywhere, and I'm just like, they can't stay on the ground for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A month?
Or we can't get cut in on the deal or something like.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I had a little bit of, I added a little
something
to the process.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, word of mouth is the best form of marketing.
Yeah, they need to cut me a check. But nah, so Tizo Touchdown's been on my playlist heavy. I've been listening to Willow Smith.
Okay.
I was telling my brother, I think it's funny that both of Will Smith's kids make better music than him. And who else have I been listening to? I mean, I've been listening to a lot of like Babyface Ray. Lil Tecca just dropped a project.
Yeah, he did.
I think I either you or I was talking to Brent, but I was like, I haven't heard from Lil Tecca in years, bro.
Facts.
I was like, I hope he okay. Like, yeah. But so he just dropped a project. Always got Uzi in rotation. I think I start my mornings off to Die and came back.
I'm just thinking about the beat starting and you just rise up out of bed.
I'll be on the highway at 8 in the morning zooming. Or I'll listen to Tina Marie because I always have Tina Marie on my playlist. You know, we talked about.
Oh yeah,
classics, so,
for sure.
yeah,
For sure. People I've been listening to, I've been listening to Summers a lot. He just dropped a new album, which is I think is really good. Probably need to revisit that at a later point. Alchemist, anything that the Alchemist is producing a beat on, got to. Bodie James, Hit Boy, Action Bronson.
Have you heard that? What was it? The Earl Sweatshirt and Vince Staples song they dropped?
I haven't, but I need to get on that.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Yeah. That I've been revisiting some older artists, but I'm gonna save that for the follow-up question. Jace too is a big one out of Fort Worth or Dallas. So those are people I've been listening to. So do you have any song recommendation from the various people that you've been listening to? Boy said Hoodie Khorey.
Yeah, you know, I had to get in the building. I had to tighten up. You feel me? Let's see, song recommendations. I could probably give you one from a couple people. Well, I'll give you. You got to listen to Willow Smith's whole project of Coping Mechanisms. Just listen to the whole project. If there is one off that, my favorite song is Split.
Okay.
So there's that one. Tina Marie.
Oh yeah.
Just go on Spotify, listen to the best stuff. Do yourself a favor. If you've never heard of her, you're whack, and you need to be unwhacked. So
shout out that Square Biz.
Lover Girl, Portuguese Love.
Portuguese Love is a good one, yeah.
What was it? Shangri-La. She had a couple of Wild Horses.
Fire and Desire.
Well, I was just about to say Fire and Desire with Rick James.
Yeah.
Ooh La La.
Oh, Ooh La La, yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying. I could keep going forever, but any of those songs I tell you are going to be sonically a 10 out of 10 for you.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and do yourself a favor and, you know what I'm saying, just go ahead and listen to some of the classics.
Yeah.
Tizo, I really like, he just dropped a new project, actually, I want to say about 2 weeks ago. A couple weeks ago. Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. He makes a lot of alternative music, and I like to think about it as like somebody. I see Tizo kind of like a similar background that I had, or like somebody who was influenced by like hip hop or your like immediate like surroundings, but also started to dive into different cultures as they grew up and were influenced by those things. So you can see like there's heavily like rock influences, R&B influences, funk influences. So it's really cool seeing like how he brings that to a modern stage, which is why I'm like, this guy's like different, because people aren't doing that.
Right.
Who else did I say I was listening? Uzi. He just dropped a new single, NFL. Oh man. Yeah, that was a nice one. But yeah, I'm always listening to Uzi. That's my favorite artist. Shout out my boy Anonymous. I forgot about him.
Hey, I think he got a song called Fake Love or something like that that's really good. Yeah.
He just dropped a new song called Black Skin Beaming. Dropped last Friday. Well, I don't know when this is going to air. So
one of those Fridays.
It was on a Friday. It was a September Friday. So it's going to be so funny. I'm going to be talking to you, and in between scenes, I'm going to cut, and I'm going to have a hoodie on. They're going to be like, what? But let me see. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Definitely make sure you listen to Tina Marie. After that list, I will put it in this order. If you want to change your life today, and you want to...
Bro sound like he from Everest, bro.
I sound like one of those...
The psychologist or something, bro.
Yeah, right? Like I'm recruiting. But nah, if you really want to just like... If you really want to like pay
no,
homage...
say it the way that you said it the first time.
So if you're looking to change your life, go ahead and check out Tina Marie. If you're feeling like switching it up, you know, different kinds of genres, different kinds of like vibes, listen to Coping Mechanisms by Willow. Any kind of Uzi's a good Uzi. Can't go wrong.
Hey, that's a bar. Any kind of Uzi is a good Uzi.
Any project. Just pick one. I don't want to go into it, but
Okay.
your favorite rapper can't say that.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know? Oh, let's check out Anonymous, bro. Just check out Anonymous.
Yeah.
Hey, Anon, if you ever see this, when you come to Dallas, let me shoot your concert. And a music video.
It'll get you right.
Let's shoot a tuned up. Nigga, come on the podcast.
Hey, yeah, let's shoot a tuned up.
On the podcast.
Come chop it up. Come chop it up.
Yeah.
For me, I would say song I've been listening to a lot off of Summers' project, Martin and Gina, of course, Auntie Cat. I like his flow on that. Those are from Summers. LaToya Luckett, Torn. That she sampled You Are Everything. Yeah. That's a good song. It was good to revisit that. I've been on the SZA Snooze. That's a good song. You ever heard that song?
I probably have, but I can't remember.
That is a good song. Yeah, so SZA had to revisit James Brown, The Payback. Throw It in the Bag. We was listening to that earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's all for my song recommendations. A lot of other music I've been listening to, but I think those are the songs that people should definitely check out. So, with that being said, how has your music taste changed over the year? Tell me where you were, and tell me where you are now.
Over this year?
Mm-hmm. This year alone.
I mean, my music taste over the past few years has really just been diversifying more and more. Ever since I graduated college, just been listening to a lot more stuff. I mean, I listened to a lot of stuff in college anyway, but I listened to like mainly like underground and a little bit of R&B here and there, but it wasn't like now. You know, now I'm just like, there's so many different waves, and like, I feel like it's not even genres that I'm tapped in. I'm tapped into like cities and communities.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Like sometimes in the Houston underground scene, and I'm like, man, I don't know any of y'all except for like Summers. I know Otto. I know, you know.
That's all you need right now. That's all you need right now.
Yeah, I know a couple, and then you got the, you know, a couple other people coming up are like, oh, man, like some will start on as a meme on TikTok. Like, have you heard the LeBron James, like that dude who was rapping? He screamed.
Nah.
Oh man, I gotta see this because it's like it's funny, and the way he rap is like it sounds funny on TikTok because people was laughing. But then I'll start listening to it, and I was like, nah, it's kind of like
he running it up.
He kind of tough, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, so yeah, like I started listening to a bunch of other stuff. Like I said, Willow. I've been listening to her for a little bit, a couple projects after I graduated, or really a couple singles, and then now like. That album has had me in a chokehold. I found it, and it came out last November, but I found it maybe 2 weeks after I found the Pink Tape, or after Pink Tape dropped, and I was listening to that over Pink Tape. And I was like, man, it's still fresh. Like, yeah. So that was a really good one, but
good music is good music.
Yeah, I think like mainly this year, it's just, I would say like my music style. If last year I was listening to a genre of music, now I'm just listening to like everything, and like I feel like I'm floating across the U.S. and I'm like dipping my toes in cultures, dipping my toes in sounds and waves and environments.
Okay, so we got two questions here. So, what do you think is the reason for you expanding out and trying and listening to different things?
I feel like I've always been somebody with a diverse music taste. Like, even though I might not listen to it on my free time, I was in band in high school, so and middle school. So I played all the saxophones. I was that guy.
You said all the saxophones?
Yeah, so like alto, bari,
Slight
tenor,
mix.
and soprano.
Okay.
I started off on tenor in middle school, and then when I got to high school, it was marching band, so they only marched alto sax, so I had to learn how to play alto sax. And it's the same keys and everything, but it's different. The notes are different, so you got to learn, and the parts, because you're a higher voice in the band, so you're gonna play different melodies and things.
Sounds like all things we've covered on the Silver Tune.
Yeah.
Go to www.thesilvertune.com. Check out some of these articles on music theory. We got stuff on notes. We got stuff on Soulfledge. What's the other one? We got stuff on all types of stuff. Go to the website, check it out, do a deep dive, etc., etc. But back to what you were saying, Sir Khorey.
No, I mean, it definitely does sound like the stuff that we were listening to. But yeah, so I played baritone sax for jazz because the guy who was playing baritone sax failed, so he couldn't go to a concert. So they were like, "Hey, Khorey, you got to pick it up." So that was interesting. And then my senior year, I got to play soprano sax. So like throughout that whole time in marching band, I was actually in South Carolina when I first started in middle school. You play a lot of like old school stuff, like a lot of stuff that we played, at least from my band director, was like funk. So we played like Tina Turner. We played Jesus, bro. We played like some old stuff. I'm not gonna say because it's gonna make me sound old.
I mean,
but it's all good. Chill out. I'm 24.
Look at the beard, bro. Like,
I'm 24.
You sure you're not 35?
You want
47?
to play me right now? You really want to play me? This is what you want to do? The Silver Tune would not be here without you. Anyway, but yeah, so it starts out in middle school, and then through high school you continue that, and through the marching band style that we did, it was a lot of dancing and stuff incorporated, and movements and show style, and I'm doing splits and jumping over people, and yeah, man, it's wild, right, when you think about it, but
okay, so that's what would be kind of the reason why you've kind of expanded a little bit, because you've always had that diverse background in music.
Yeah, I feel like when you play music, it's a different appreciation because you understand deeply what like goes into like making a good song. You understand like reading music and like not just like sophistication, and it's kind of like there's so many different genres. Like we did classical, like you'll do classical, you'll do jazz, you'll do funk, you'll do whatever's trending, you'll do stuff for parades, you'll do Christmas music, religious music. You do a bunch of things, and then you have to play those things. You have to memorize them. You have to get good at them. I was good at it. I went to state all 4 years, solo and ensemble. You know what I'm saying? But damn, that's gonna sound weird on the mic. I'm gonna cut that.
I think there's a name for a person who does like that, does stuff like what you do or did. I think his name is Him or Himothy or
Something like that. I don't know.
Himsiv.
Himsiv, like Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Himsiv. I'm taking that. Man, that's so ugly. I gotta take it, bro. It's like it doesn't work, but you gotta do it. Yeah. I'm trying to put this fucking mic back on. It look weird. Yeah. All right. There we go. What were we talking about?
Just being able to play music has allowed you to appreciate music more, which is why you have a diverse music genre or diet right now.
Yeah. So like one of the assignments or like the way you get better at playing music, you have to listen to it. So you have to see how it was played and like the things that they did to like your part or like how it's actually supposed to go. So the more you listen to it, the more you're like internalizing what you're going through. So I'm listening to things and especially in marching band, I'll tell you what, during summer camp, we always had Earth, Wind, and Fire, Rick James, or Michael Jackson. High energy every time, because it's good music. You could tell there was awesome stuff back in the day. But, man, when I tell you, that's the workout. That's the workout music.
And you know what's crazy? Some of them songs be like 7 minutes long. and they just going
whole
off.
Whole time, bro. That was the era where people were sweating through their blouses.
Yeah.
They had the button downs, the V-necks, and they were just coming home funky.
Go look at them pictures of Rick James and James Brown.
When they got off the stage, my goodness, bro. Y'all needed a shower. Respectfully.
Yeah. That was back when people appreciated music a lot more. But yeah, I didn't play any instruments. I did have a guitar. I never learned how to play it. And so, but things I started to appreciate music more once I've been a part of actually creating songs, dropping songs and stuff like that. Cause I mean, knowing the background of it and when you have a song that's good, or when you hear a song and somebody's really like flowing on a beat or something like that, you know that they're actually really flowing on the beat, because sometimes people make songs and it's kind of offbeat, or you make a song and it's not that good. And so when you hear a song that's good and there's a lot of quality in put into it, it's just like, wow. And even when just listening to music on a broader level, just all types of genres and stuff like that, I always find something that I like out of a song. There's rarely a time where I listen to a song and I'm just like, this is just trash. Because, it's usually something that they do with their voice, or maybe it's a bar or two that they have, and I'm like, wow, or something that they said. So I'm able to find things that I like out of music, which is why, I'm so drawn to the underground stuff, because a lot of people don't like it, but, they do stuff that's innovative, so... But to that point, yeah, you do really start to appreciate music when you come from a place of understanding of, okay, this is how things work, this is how you organize things, this is how you read music, et cetera, et cetera. So going back to kind of why your music tastes have changed. Almost lost my train of thought. Give me 1 second.
You're good.
What have been some takeaways from like the newer music or the different types of music that you've been listening to since you've been exploring and with everything? Is there any takeaways from just broadening your music taste? Anything tangible in your life?
What's the tangible? I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think I just observe it. So for me, it's not. How do I put this? Words. I guess like the stuff that I look at, there's like a group of people in the underground that are like, they're influential, but they're not really like doing anything, if that makes sense. Like, you're influential because of who you are, and like kind of like what you're doing. And then there's some people who are actually like pushing the sound and trying and experimenting things and like experimenting with fashion and aesthetics and music videos. And like, the people who are innovating, I respect that. The other people who are just kind of like, you're just here, it's like, eh. But I mean, you're always going to have that in the underground scene. They're going to be the people who are either riding on somebody else's coattails. You got people who are scared to actually do their own thing, so they just do what's popular in the underground scene, and they try to like make it sound their own. And then you got the people who are just like, I don't give a fuck if anybody like me. I'm just keep it a bean. I'm gonna drop anyway. Tuesday night, I don't care.
Yeah.
They don't even care about posting. They don't post on like their Instagram. They don't post on like anything. You can barely find them on the internet. They'll drop some music. He'll be like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah.
They work 9-to-5 jobs.
That's facts, yeah. A lot more than you think. A lot more than you think. That is really interesting. I've been thinking about that too. Like, it seems like there are different pockets of stuff that's going on with just music in general. And there's a group that does music really, really well, but everything else is horrible. There's people who do marketing really well, but the music is suffering. Aesthetics, people do aesthetics well, but they can't dress, or they can't make good music, or their marketing plans are horrible. So I just wonder why there hasn't been somebody who's been able to put all the pieces together. And that's part of what we're doing here at The Civil Tune. So www.theciviltune.com. Please go check out The Civil Tune Advisors, and let us help manage your rollout. Let us help manage your aesthetics. Let us help manage your career, frankly. Because I think we can figure out a way to have everything come together without completely taking away all the financial aspects of what you earn for your music. But yeah, Any other takeaways that you have from just listening to different music?
Tina Marie's the GOAT, man.
Okay.
Don't believe me? Go listen to her.
Okay.
And then see if you still don't believe me.
Right. I can say my music tastes have changed, not drastically, but it's changed a lot. Beginning of the year, I was definitely heavily listening to underground music and really not much else. You know, I was kind of listening to a little bit of reggae. Really only 2 songs, I would say. Was listening to a little bit more Kanye West then, and you know, along with the underground stuff. And now I'm listening to more funk again, more R&B, a lot of the old stuff, a lot of hip hop over soul beats. So like I mentioned before, the Action Bronsons, Boldy James, The Alchemist, Hit Boy, those folks. Oh, you know what song I really been listening to a lot? Mass Appeal by Gangstar. You don't know that song?
I don't even know Gangstar.
Man, that's
Probably
a good
I
song.
might,
It's
I
just a
might.
90s hip hop song. But yeah, he has a lot of quotables out of that song. But yeah, like, so my music changed a lot this year. And I think that some of the takeaways that I've come across is that, of course, when you're going through different seasons and different phases of your life, your music tastes kind of, I guess, mold around that a little bit. Or the music helps mold your life. I don't know, it could be either or, depending on the person. But I've definitely like noticed that like when there are better times than others, I listen to X, Y, and Z artists. When there are times that aren't so good, I listen to these artists. So just really being able to kind of tap into different vibes has been a huge thing that I've learned this year. And it's part of the reason why I decided to put together that event that we have coming out soon. Just being able to try to tap into different sounds and different vibes and trying to connect people more. I realize, you know, we've had this conversation before with other guests where it's like you listen to this one set of genre of music and that's all you know. So let's say underground hip hop, right? You listen to underground hip hop heavily and that's it. When you like to go out, you probably only really like to stand on the wall because the music that you listen to doesn't really encourage dancing, right? So you like to go out and you like to stand on the wall. Well, if you're standing on the wall, you probably want to be not sober. So you start drinking more, you start smoking or whatever you do. And that's kind of the lane that you fit in. So when it comes to talking with other people, you can't really connect with them or relate to them. So you tend to stick with a certain type of people, right? You know, if you listen to R&B, you probably got a lot of things going on in your life, you know? You're probably all over the place, right?
What R&B got to be the chaotic one?
R&B, because of the R&B now is more of like, you know, so yeah, you're probably all over the place with that. Especially if you don't have nothing to balance that out, you know? That's why a lot of these, I ain't even gonna say it. But yeah, but I noticed like listening to funk and R&B heavily now, like I want more events where people can go and just talk with each other and just, you know, meet with each other because, you know, I've been looking at the club culture and you know, like the type of music that's played in those settings because that's usually the only type of events that people go to nowadays, right? And people hang in groups. They don't really talk to each other. There's not much of dancing or anything like that. Everything's kind of contractual as far as like how people communicate with each other. But then when I look at some of the music from back in the day and the types of things that was going on, like the Soul Train and just parties back in the day, you had people just mixing, just talking, just dancing, just connecting. And that created a real sense of community. And so, and I got all of this just by listening to music and thinking. So,
just by listening to music and thinking.
Yeah.
2 things some of y'all can't do.
Right. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the key takeaway that I've gotten from just broadening my music taste this year is there's a lot of untapped potential just out here in the culture and in business. So moving on, who would you want to see, or who do you want to see the Civil Tune partner with?
As an artist?
As an artist, just a person in pop culture in general, business person. And this doesn't have to be next year or in a couple months. It could just be just overall. Like, who would you want to see partner with the Civil Tune?
All right. So I would like to get, like I said earlier, Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Get my boy Anonymous on the show.
Yes, sir.
I would like to get Tizo on the show. That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'd like to get Tremaine Emery from Denim Tears.
Okay.
Designer.
Okay.
Doing some crazy things.
Denim Tears.
When I was working at the agency, I was watching them for a brand collab, you feel me? So, clients ain't had the pockets, so they not.
They missed out.
I be trying to put so many black people on, but my clients be like, we ain't got no money. We said we was gonna spend $50K, but
Let it
15.
Let it be Jake Paul. Yeah, cash him out.
I keep them out the conversation. Ooh, let me not say that. I keep them out the conversation. Anytime they ask me for influencers, it was like 6 black people, 2 Hispanics, every single time. And I had to put like either Hispanic or like Indian or like whatever other nationality. I never like put white people. I would always wait. I wouldn't even try. My coworkers would have white recommendations.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, we're not putting no white people on. Not a single dollar in y'all gremlin hands. White people are demons. No, I had to see how far I could take it. But
all that shit about to be cut out.
No, literally, I'm just gonna gray that out. But no, shit, I forgot.
I ain't gonna lie, I knew it was getting wild after a certain while. I was like, let me just let him keep going.
I forgot what I was talking about.
The Denim Tears guy and like.
Oh, who else? Oh yeah, Tremaine Emery, Clarence Telfar. Telfar, the brand. But also, there's a couple bags my girlfriend didn't get, so I need to ask you if I could, so we could do something. I'll give you a little extra off top. You feel me? So, just hit me up. I don't know, man. Like, in terms of collaborations, it's really like artists or like guests I would want to see on the show, but it's not really too many like brands or other outside influences I see like collaborating with. A lot of the momentum for this is kind of getting this with our artists and like developing a community around this to begin with. So I think it's more so about like where else can we go? Like what spaces can we be present in?
Okay, cool. So let's move on to the life section. Lessons learned. I know we've been talking about lessons learned a lot throughout this podcast, but I think it's important to just kind of recall the things that you've learned over the year and different aspects of your life. So overall lessons learned, just from the past couple of months of just adulting, working, managing stress, things of that nature. Anything that could be of use to people who are listening?
I mean, almost everything I say is a gem that I drop. So there's a lot of things that could be used by the
crazy thing is you're not even charging nobody for it.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. So I guess with that, I will always say when it comes to like a hobby, a side business, whatever it is, if you're going to put some money behind it, do it seriously and just try to be as professional as you can with it. There are a lot of people out here who are probably living the dream that you want to live just because they believe in themselves, like more than the average bear, or like they're willing to like put themselves in places or at least just try to put their name in certain conversations to be considered for opportunities or stuff. So if it's like, I don't know, if you're doing a hobby or something, you want to turn it more professional, you want to really get paid for your time or something, start looking at like other people who are doing freelance or other people who are doing whatever you're trying to do. If it's a product and you want to raise your prices, shit, raise them. If you can get some people to pay for it,
Yeah.
there's a price point for damn near everything, you know.
Yeah.
We're in an age where people pay over $1,000 for a phone. You
Yeah.
know, at one point the PlayStation 5 was going for like $700-800, and people were buying them.
You know, it's crazy. Some people still paying them prices, not knowing that you could just walk in the store.
Oh, yeah, any store, Walmart, Target, Best Buy. Fuck, you can buy one on Amazon. You can literally buy one on Amazon right now. Them hoes are never out of stock for real. Just go to a different Target if it's out of stock, bro.
Right.
But yeah, man, just try to believe in yourself or whatever it might be. If it's your career, if it's your passion or your business, just make sure that you're just gonna put your all into it, and your all has to be consistent. It doesn't have to be like I'm giving 100% everything I do every day. But if you're doing consultations and you want to get to a position to where you can actually get retainer clients and you want to do this full time, make sure you're taking the necessary steps in your career to where at some point you have the portfolio to say, yes, I am I am a consultation specialist. I am somebody who has this experience. I can offer these things and it's going to cost this much. Because like I said, at the end of the day, as long as you get somebody to pay for it, I don't need everybody I don't need everybody hitting me up for a video, you know. But if I can get a couple retainers that are paying my bills,
Yeah.
I don't have to be producing a movie every other month. But if the 5 businesses that I'm working with are giving me $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month each, and it's giving me consistent enough work to where I can get it done, I'm making 15, 20K with a bunch of brands that you never heard about,
Yeah.
doing work that you would never know about.
All you need is one. You just need one person to pay that fee.
It can be one person paying 15. You don't have to do anything. So,
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to share, or you think that's the most important one for you?
nah, they can figure out all the other stuff for themselves.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm playing.
But yeah, you got to figure out the other stuff for yourself.
Yeah, get off my dick. I'm having too much fun with this because I know I'm gonna edit it out. Yeah. So it's like, yeah.
Okay.
It's cool.
Okay, cool. I'll try to drop maybe 2 or 3. So one would be just that I've learned is be quick and move with urgency. A lot of people sit on the idea for months, and then months turn into years, and then years turn into decades, and they don't go anywhere. Or they have to reconcile with the fact that they didn't act upon something that they should have. And so, just be quick and move with urgency, because you don't get any of the time back. You can't ever go back in time. So, just be concise with what you're doing and actually stay focused. So that would be one. Second one would just be kind to people. And being kind in the way you conduct business and the way that you talk to people, and everything that you do, because kindness will take you much further than money sometimes, much further than knowledge sometimes. So I think that's something that people kind of lost touch with, is just being kind to people. Be considerate, And then one more would be, I got this from one of the guys at work, is no pressure, no diamonds. So if you stressed out about something, or you got anxiety about something because it's really putting you out of your comfort zone, just remember, no pressure, no diamonds. That anxiety, that stress, if you manage it well, you're going to come out on the other end much better, much stronger, and much better than when you were going into it. So those would be some things that I've learned this year that really helped me. So yeah, those are the lessons learned of 2023. Now, what is one of your favorite things that you did this summer? Anything. Doesn't have to relate to music or business. It could be you just sat on your couch and played the game for a little bit.
Sat in my office, played the PC.
Right.
Anytime I do something on my PC, it make me feel godly. Just because I built it from scratch. A lot of you niggas can't say that either, because y'all pay somebody to build your PC. grow up. Let me start that over because that's just offensive.
Let's go band for band right now.
Nigga, show me his bank account. I'm just gonna put my PC on the desk.
Show me your graphics card.
Yeah. I remember I was talking to one of my, I'll say coworker. This dude's like the manager of our entire like maintenance, like half the fucking company, like 400 people. So he's talking to me about his PC setup, and he said, "Oh yeah, I had to buy this game, or I was trying to play StarCraft, and my graphics card wouldn't run it, so I had to buy a new one." And I asked him, I said, "What graphics card were you running?" He said, "Oh, it was like a 1080 Ti," and I was like, 10? 10? Bro, when I was buying my PC last year on Amazon, they didn't even have them hoes as options. Everything was like the cheap shit was like a 3060. You want a 1080? Not even the 20 series? When did you build your PC, bro? 2013, some shit.
Get your funds up, not your funny.
Right. But no, in all seriousness, anything I do on my PC, I take enjoyment, you know. I take a lot of pride in because I put a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and money into that box. So,
okay,
it is a flashing box of brilliance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to, you know, I was just doing a lot of stuff, shooting some projects, getting some more aesthetics, and you know, just improving on my craft creatively. I helped my parents move to Arizona. And that was interesting because I was like this is actually the first time in my life that we haven't moved together. I've been a military brat my whole life. So like I was born in Arkansas, we moved to Italy, moved to South Carolina, moved to Texas, and now they're in Arizona. So now I'm like, damn, this is like, you know, weird. And I had to take my car to the shop this past weekend, and I was about to drop $790. But my dad was like, I'll take care of it. And I was like, damn. You know, I'm at the age, I'm 24, your parents stopped really doing that, all this stuff for you because I got a job and shit. He didn't have to, but then I was like, damn, like.
Still Pops?
Yeah, still Pops. Shout out Pops.
Okay. Oh, cool. That's good to hear that you have many things that you've enjoyed that you did this summer. Me personally, just meeting new people, just talking with them, connecting, and really being able to work more on the civil tune. That's my hobby. Another favorite thing that I've done this summer is just waking up early and before the sun rise, getting some coffee, and just sitting outside and reading. Very peaceful and a great break away from work and just thinking about all this stuff that's going on. So, last question here. Any video game recommendations?
So I'm gonna recommend it, even though it hasn't come out yet. Assassin's Creed Mirage is going back to the origins. If y'all really rock with the original Assassin's Creed storyline, the gameplay, the stealth, the assassinations, optimization, that's my favorite game series in history. It is what it is. You know, it's not the best, but it's my favorite. So Assassin's Creed, definitely cop that Spider-Man 2. Go support a local black business today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Miles. He get that check. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
But nah, on some serious shit, go get, well, unless you got an Xbox, lame niggas. If you got a PC, well, actually, it's not even on PC, but I recommend playing these games on PC. Civilization 6, if you want to expand your brain and you want to practice some critical thinking, like, not even on like a joke, like if you actually want to, like, if you want a game that makes you think and rewards you for good decisions and like it challenges you on a mental level, play a strategy game. So Civilization is a really good one. If you like RPG strategies, Baldur's Gate just came out, Baldur's Gate 3, I want to say like August or something. I've been playing that. Actually, I was playing that all day today. It's a big ass game, man. Like it's a 3 acts. The first act, you really could spend about 50 hours in it.
Sheesh.
Second act's even bigger. The third act is like triple, quadruple the size of the other two. So it's like,
sheesh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's a lot of games. If you like racing, Formula One, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, you know, I would tell you my gamer tag, but a lot of y'all niggas be buns. So what I will say is you can follow my YouTube, chef_KO, to see me whoop niggas on the sticks. A lot of y'all niggas be the ones I be whooping on. So I don't know if you want to see those highlights. It must feel different on the other side.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for coming on the Civil Tune and sharing your insights and just kind of recapping the year for me. Is there anything else that you'd like to say or any message that you want to give out to anybody or places where people can follow you and keep up with you?
Always follow my Instagram, chef_Khorey, Khorey, choreography. That's the name of the business. I do a lot. I make the camera dance. But
Make the camera dance.
no, you can actually find me on my website, www.choreography.squarespace.com. And shout out my media group, Innate Vision. If you're looking to actually brand, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say all that. But my media group is Innate Vision. Bigger, better visuals. There's a team behind that, so we're also trying to get something good going there. And be on the lookout for the Fall in Love, the Civil Tune sessions.
Yes, sir.
Coming soon. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And donate to the Cash App.
Thanks.
He don't got Cash App. Donate to the Civil Tune.
Yeah.
Follow us go to the website, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, everything, honestly.
Yeah.
Buy a ticket, it's only $10. Same thing. Some of y'all be spending that every day. And you know what I mean. Y'all get off work and the first thing you do, okay. So now, just buy a ticket.
Bring 2 friends.
And I won't tell anyone.
Right.
If you don't,
be lame. All right. Well, I think that wraps us up. Appreciate you, Khorey.
appreciate you, Jordan.
We need to get an outro for sure. I need a way to wrap it up.
Nah, that's all right. We're going to have one for season 2.
Party never ends, so continue the night. Pouring shots of your love, getting lost in the night, getting lost in